Can Warner Bros. MultiVersus deliver? Let's talk about it. Before we get into that, let's talk about what MultiVersus is and what it means in the current climate of the platform fighter genre. Warner Bros. MultiVersus is coming in at a time when a highly hyped platform fighter game, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, came out and flopped. It is down 86% of its player base, and now Warner Bros. MultiVersus is coming out. So what is this? This is a platform fighter game coming out from Warner Bros. So all of their IP will be in this, and they are looking to create a platform fighter kind of to fill that void, become a competitive game, to beat a Smash Bros. Which has a notoriously bad online experience. So let's talk about what's good about this game. What is making it look like it is going to be, one, better than Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, and two, like it's going to continue further than a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Number one, probably the most obvious, is there is some great IP here. Warner Brothers owns a lot of IP that we know. There's a lot of characters that everybody knows that Warner Bros. Has. And they have confirmed more characters. But so far, we have kind of some obvious picks, which are Batman and Superman, Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman, the DC type people. There's some Adventure Time characters in here. We have Finn, we have Jake. There's also Bugs Bunny, Tom and Jerry, Shaggy, as well as Arya Stark from Game of Thrones. There's a very wide variety of types of characters in this game in terms of what IP they're from. There's Steven Universe here. There is a new character from none of their IP called Rain Dog. Adorable, but why? They've also confirmed that more characters are coming, so we can look forward to that. They're leaning into the meme angle the same way Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl did. All the taunts, a lot of them were references to memes. Shaggy as a character overall has the whole like god complex that was going around. He has that in game. That's what it does that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl also had. Let's talk about what Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl did have but didn't execute perfectly. Number one, they stressed heavily in the trailer that on launch this game is going to have dedicated servers, which is huge. That is enormous because one of the biggest things about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl was that it was going to have better online than Smash, right? And then it came out, and the servers were doo-doo garbage. The lag in that game was uncontrollable, but I've made a couple of videos about this before. There'll be links in the description. Another thing that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl didn't have on launch, recognizable voice actors. Huge. They've already said that all of like the voice actors from the shows that we know and love will be here to voice these characters. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, that was something that they didn't have that a lot of people were really disappointed in. But we're going to have Matthew Lillard being Shaggy in this game, like from the live action movies, you know? So it's huge. There's a lot more budget for this game, which interestingly enough is not reflected in the price, as this game is free to play. I repeat, free to play. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl was $40. 40 American dollars. And it has less than this free to play game does. Granted, Warner Brothers is probably putting a little bit more money into this than Nick was, but still, a free to play game that's already coming out with more features than a $40 game is pretty nuts. I know the dev for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl said it was probably a $20 game, but even still, if Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl was $20 and this is free to play, that's still absurd. Another thing that this game has going for it that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl didn't is this game is going to launch with alternate costumes. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl only now is looking at getting these alternate costumes approved and being put into the game. They were ready on launch, but Nick wouldn't approve them for the initial release of the game. This game will have alternate costumes on launch. This one and the voice acting, they're kind of like whatever, you know? They aren't detrimental to a game in my mind. It's just kind of nice to have. But to polish off the edges like that really nicely in a free-to-play game, it's absurd to me that this is free-to-play. When I say it's free-to-play, it's very nice. This game also has confirmed crossplay. In my second Nick All-Star Brawl video, I talked about how getting crossplay to work might be really weird because all parties have to be on board and it might cost a lot of money. A lot of games have done it in the past, but it's still not something that every game has, and that there's a reason for that. But MultiVersus has that on launch ready to go. So even if a lot of people don't end up sticking with this game, crossplay will mean matchmaking will continue for the handful of people that still play the game. I've talked a lot of good about this game, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves because there are a couple things that I noticed in the trailer and when reading into this that make me cautious for this game. Why we should be cautious about this game? Number one, this game is not being developed by Warner Brothers. It is being published by Warner Brothers, but it is not being developed by Warner Brothers. So if you think of like Injustice or whatever, we're not getting those devs. This game is developed by Player First Games. And this is Player First Games' first game. Player First Game, the first game from Player First Games. So we do have to be cautious with what we expect out of this because it's not coming from a AAA studio. Coming from a AAA publisher, but not the studio. That's very important. So Warner Brothers is putting money into this, but they're not the ones making the game. Aside from that, another thing that I noticed was this game, in the trailer, they said specifically that this game is very focused on its cooperative play. Now, when Nick All-Star Brawl came out, it was very much going to be that 1v1 scenario, right? 1v1s in the Smash and platform fighters are the primary format for these types of games. And doubles is kind of off to the side doing its own thing. You watch doubles to see your favorite player and someone else that you kind of know, kind of goof off a little bit, get a few clips, you know, but no one's bragging about being the top doubles player, right? Or the top doubles team. So the focus on co-op in this game extends all the way into the movesets for the characters, which I think might not play out well for this game, but we'll have to see. They did say that there is something for our 1v1 type of players, but the moves that they have made for these characters are designed to do well in a 2v2 format. And if you're a 1v1 player and one of your characters just focuses a lot on kind of a support role, you might not do well in that 1v1 scenario. But, you know, there will always be good characters, there will always be bad characters, but it's definitely something worth noting going into this game. Fortunately, you don't have to worry about, should I get this game, should I not? It is free to play. I think that is the biggest argument for this game, is anybody can play this on launch with a zero investment into this game whatsoever. I imagine this game's probably going to make a lot of money off of cosmetics and things like that, things like a Fortnite would do or whatever, or paid DLC characters. So that's probably where they're going to get their money from, but free to play on launch is something that I'm just not over at all. And is definitely the biggest argument for this game to me, based on what we've seen from other platform fighters and quote-unquote Smash killers. If there's anything I didn't talk about the game in this video, let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you agree with what I'm saying, or if I'm totally wrong. Maybe I'm absolutely incorrect, but let me know. Who's going to be your main when this game drops? I honestly have absolutely no idea who I'm going to be playing, but I'm looking forward to what you guys are saying. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.